Julius Randle has helped resurrect the Knicks and has awoken the Garden from a decade-long slumber. I mean, the guy's got Fat Joe and DJ Khaled fighting over him on FaceTime.
Yeah, but Miami, we got love, you want to come to Miami? Nah, we don't want to come to Miami, man. Come on, get that bullshit out of here, man.
Here's how the man they call Beyblade, Beyblade? Is making waves.
Spins into the middle, tough shot. Randle, handle, got it.
Euro step to a tough layup over the big.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Julius Randle seemed destined for greatness from the beginning. The son of a former Texas Lady Longhorn, Randle made a name for himself at Prestonwood Christian Academy in Plano, Texas, where he emerged as one of the top players in a hyped 2013 recruiting class that also included Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. He eventually took his talents to Kentucky, where in his lone collegiate season, Randle led the Wildcats to the national championship game and was a Naismith Player of the Year semifinalist after averaging 15 points and 10 rebounds on 50% shooting. A report that the big man would eventually need surgery to correct an issue stemming from a fractured foot in high school may have been the only reason Randle was still on the board for the Lakers at number 7 in the 2014 NBA draft. But Randle broke his right tibia on opening night, ending his rookie campaign after only 14 minutes of action. While recovering from that leg injury, Randle also underwent a procedure to replace the screw in his foot from that aforementioned high school injury. After a write-off of a debut season, Randle was playing catch-up as an NBA sophomore. Sure, he averaged a double-double, but he also struggled mightily shooting the ball and looked lost on the defensive end, though he began to round out his game in years 3 and 4, at least on the offensive end. The Lakers renounced Randle's rights in the summer of 2018, a day after signing a guy you may have heard of. According to a 2021 SB Nation profile, however, it was Randle who asked to hit unrestricted free agency after the Lakers acquired LeBron. Randle signed a 1-year deal with New Orleans, and after an incredibly impressive statistical season, cashed in on a 3-year deal worth more than $62 million with the Knicks, though the third season of that deal was only partially guaranteed. That contract now obviously looks like a steal for the rising Knicks. Randle's always been a productive big man from a pure numbers standpoint, but those numbers rarely used to mean anything. Through his first 6 seasons in Los Angeles, New Orleans, and New York, Randle had established himself as an offensive bruiser who averaged about 16 points and 9 rebounds on pretty average efficiency, while exerting almost zero effort on the defensive end. He was also one of the NBA's absolute worst volume shooters from deep. And given that he averaged nearly 30 minutes per game during that 6-year run, it's no wonder that his teams never made the playoffs and Randle had yet to appear on a team that ever won more than 35 games coming into this year. The Julius Randle that showed up for the 2020-2021 season, though, the guy's a different beast and is the reason the Knicks are fighting for home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. There are 3 key areas where Randle's game has exploded this year. Let's start with his shooting and individual offense. Remember how I told you Randle spent the majority of his career as one of the league's worst volume shooters? Well, this season, he's shooting better than 42% from deep on more than 5 attempts per game, making him one of the association's best sharpshooters. He's not just splashing catch and shoots from the corners either. Randle is spraying trays from all over the court, is stepping back on helpless defenders above the break, and is creating plenty of those shots for himself. It's true that Randle is getting to the rim less often than ever, and that his offense is surviving on some pretty hot jump shooting. But the fact a 6'9" big man can create those looks for himself in the first place is pretty damn impressive. Entering this season, nearly 48% of Randle's career 2-pointers were assisted, and nearly 92% of his 3-pointers were. This year, less than 34% of his 2-pointers and less than 80% of his 3s have been created by a teammate. On the flip side, Randle's creating for his teammates more than ever, and that playmaking is the second key area of improvement we need to shout out. Through his first 6 years in the league, Randle assisted on about 15% of his teammates' field goals while he was on the court, and averaged less than 3 assists per game. On this Knicks team, he's assisting on 27% of his teammates' field goals, and averaging a team-leading 5.9 assists to go along with his team-leading 24-plus points and team-leading 10-plus rebounds. Just as his shooting improvement has been unprecedented, Randle's playmaking spike has been equally unrivaled in NBA history when it comes to big men. Then there's the defense. You know, the area of the floor I said Randle used to exert zero energy. Call it the Tom Thibodeau effect, call it the new Randle effect, call it whatever you want. But Julius Randle has been consistently busting his ass for the most surprising defensive team in the league. Look, Randle's never going to be a fearsome rim protector, but he is strong enough and he's capable of moving his feet well enough to at least play passable defense in various schemes and settings. That's been on full display this season, whether he's rotating as a help defender to meet bigs at the summit or keeping up with guards like Kyrie Irving on the perimeter. Randle, the former defensive sieve, is now the top-rated defender among power forwards by ESPN's defensive real plus-minus metric, and is a key component of New York's shocking top 4D. It's also worth noting how durable Randle has become. The big man missed 99 games over his first 5 seasons, but in his 2 years as a Knick, he's missed a grand total of 3 games, and is currently leading the league in minutes played. Add it all up, and it's no wonder Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, and starving Knicks fans are willing to fight for their man.